Here's a little story that should be told about Bernie, Jeff, Gus, and Joe. Well, we're all stuck in dead-end jobs with the drunk tanks here, so let's get it on.
Let's get it on, baby. Okay, before we go any further,
That was short and sweet.
I have seen the Xbox 360 multi-disc changer that Ben Heck built.
Yeah, please fucking stop tweeting and texting and aiming.
I hate to sound like an asshole,
messaging us.
but literally 50% of my personal comments on the website are that fucking link. It's like someone will post a link to the story on Kotaku, and then the next person will post the immediate thing like 30 seconds later. Like, did you not see? It's right there already.
Hey, while we're at it, too, if anyone ever sends the link to the fucking lady calling and yelling at the Alamo Draft House to anybody in our company, I'm going to ban you. We must have got that 1,000 times.
We love you guys.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I like the audience.
Hey, did you guys hear there is a bill going into Congress that's going to shut down
Shut
Rooster
the
Teeth?
fuck up. Come on.
I don't know if you got that or not.
God.
We've been getting a lot of repeat submissions for
Oh
stuff
my
to talk
God.
about in the
Man.
podcast lately, I feel like.
Yeah.
We talked about that, you being too lazy and wanting a disc changer like 70 podcasts ago.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
have a really good memory. We have a bunch of elephants listening to us.
I think people just go back and listen to old podcasts, or some people have just started listening and have done a
catching up.
marathon.
We're
Yeah.
big in the pachyderm demographic, is what you're saying.
You know what I've learned from Twitter in regards to the Drunk Tank podcast is that people will fall asleep listening to it, which is, first of all, how dare you? And secondly, that if they do that, they end up dreaming about us. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
In the whole history of Red versus Blue, I don't remember getting so many messages about people dreaming about us.
Yeah.
Gus, you're a big subject of dreams.
We're in their head. It's like we're laying right there
spooky.
next to them, whispering sweet nothings angrily.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start lacing like the last 15 minutes of the podcast with like sleep therapy, things that would benefit us?
Or we should get a fifth mic and just have subliminal advertising going on the whole time. Like, buy a DVD.
Gus wants a technological desk.
Has anyone seen the new 360 changer? Please.
Email it to Gus over and over.
So what Gus is talking about, this weird phenomenon in our personal comments on the website, when something comes up that might be relevant to us, people just post it again and again. And they'll literally, like Gus said, someone will post it and then someone will leave the very next post like 20 minutes later saying, have you seen this yet? And a link to the exact same thing.
They'll stack 3 or 4 at a time.
Yep, I got multiples. I think there was one user on the site, Kiwirso, who came into my personal comments and he noticed it on his own and was like, oh my god, have you seen the multi-disc changer?
He just
Like,
adds to the
mocking
fire,
everyone.
though. He is like a huge can of gasoline. He doesn't start any fires, but goddamn does he maximize them.
He likes to fan the flames.
Yeah.
He's like Billy Joel.
You know no one's going to get that reference.
I'll link a video in the link dump. or
Billy
something.
Joel was very popular in the 70s and the 80s.
People know who Billy Joel is. Come
I
on.
bet they don't.
Yeah, people know who Billy Joel
If
is.
you asked Brandon to name 2 Billy Joel songs, do you think he could?
Go, let's do it.
Dude, I bet you
get him?
can't. I bet
I
if
can
you
go get
ask
him right
Brandon,
now.
I
go
can
get
get
him.
him on aim.
I'll
No,
go
hey,
get him.
before you go any
Okay, yeah,
further,
Ben. All right.
we don't.
Brendan's
Let's
got it.
let's not even mention that he's a musician.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, here he
we
comes.
could probably convince him he's a politician or
I need to set up a fifth mic here just in case we.
How old
we
is
lose
Brandon?
how people live.
24?
25, I think.
25.
Brandon,
you
you
were
mean?
also surprised when no one on your Xbox Live friend list had ever heard of John Wayne. So
It's true.
Wow.
He didn't know who John Wayne was.
And then who was it? No one knew who Don Rickles was. On your
well,
list?
Don Rickles 90 years old.
Come on, Don Rickles wasn't he? Was
No,
he
I
in
don't
Scooby Doo
think-
episodes?
He's in Toy Story.
Yeah, he was in Scooby Doo. Yeah.
He's in Toy Story.
He's in Toy Story,
He's Mr.
yeah.
Potato Head. Or Mr. Tortilla Head, which was
Mr. Tortilla
hilarious. was fucking hilarious in Toy Story 3.
Hey, it's okay.
Okay.
We're just we want you to settle an internal
Here,
debate.
you can take my mic. These guys are going to ask you a question.
All right, we're going to ask you a question. We're going
What's
to
up?
probably ask you a series of questions.
All right,
Okay. All right. Brandon Farmahini, everybody.
Hey!
First off, how old are you? 24, 25?
25.
Okay.
Oh, seriously?
Do you
Already over for you.
Do you know who Billy Joel is?
Yeah, the musician.
Can you? What is his instrument?
Seriously?
Let's go with... It's between guitar and piano.
It's between guitar and piano. Okay, those are both
So it's
excellent
a
choices.
guitar.
You got a coin flip here.
He was in Journey.
Don't try to trip
He
him up.
was not in Journey.
They were the guys who had
Billy Joel, we'll go
keyboard
piano.
guitars. You're going to go with piano. Okay. Can you name 2 Billy Joel songs?
To the night.
To the night.
Yeah, to the night.
Can we have
You're not even getting that right.
You,
Okay.
you sound just like
So
him.
that's one Billy Joel
To
song.
the night, yeah.
Yeah.
To the night.
And the other one is To the Day. What is it?
Jeff, that's ridiculous. No, he did that song about, wanting to be free. You know what? All
right.
I don't know anything about Billy Joel, but I swear to God, he probably that's such a generic bullshit song.
Both off. Neither of those. The second song doesn't exist, and the first song is not Billy Joel. But do you think people of your age range would know? Who Billy
That's
Joel
what started
is?
it. We were just curious if people knew who Billy Joel was.
We made a Billy Joel reference.
I think it's definitely possible. I wouldn't describe myself as big into music, so I barely know music that's going on now. I definitely would not.
So you have a car,
Yeah.
right? And in your car is a CD player, probably, or MP3 player.
A CD player?
Tape deck.
You guys are old.
There you go. All right, you've got an MP3 player.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know. Is that old? I mean, should a car not have a CD player?
What are you listening to today? Right, like when you drove into work this morning, what were you listening to?
I was listening to sports radio.
When you're not listening to sports radio,
It would be on my iPhone. It's music that I've collected over the last 10 years, but most of it's music I had when I was in high school. So
Backstreet
so
Boys,
4 years
that
ago.
kind of stuff.
What's the now playing on your iPhone right now? Do you have it with you?
I'm just curious. Is it like? I'm going to say there's like.
Should everybody do this? Bust out their iPhone and just go to the immediately play the whatever's not now playing? Pretty sure mine would be Hank Williams.
Mine's
And I know I'm far away from the mic right
Joan Osborne, one of us.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
Congratulations.
It's like a late 90s.
There you go.
Let's see what's
I
next.
think mine now playing right now is Girl Talk.
Mine's a big boy.
Mine's Childish Gambino.
Rihanna, there's some Rihanna. She's new.
Yeah, there you go. She's hip. All the kids.
Duran.
What Duran Duran song?
Ordinary World. Is that song from Layer Cake? You know, that
It's
sequence?
also that song from Duran Duran.
It's also the song from like 10 years before Layer Cake.
I have a question
15 years before.
for Brandon about Billy Joel. Who was Billy Joel married to?
I have no idea.
Very famous woman.
I've got one for him after
I've
this.
got a funny story about that,
Still,
actually.
by the way, there was a photo of her, Bernie, about 2 weeks ago. Did you see that photo?
She
She looks 20.
She's almost 60, dude.
I know.
She's gonna be 60.
Did you ever hear how he bagged her? He told the story. I heard him tell the story a little while ago on like a radio program. He was at St. Bart's.
That's a 60-year-old woman.
Where
Like in the Caribbean.
Where Nico has his summer home.
Yeah.
He was at St. Bart's playing. He grabbed the piano at a bar because he saw her and the redhead one. What's her name? It was married to Rod Stewart. It's Christy Brinkley and the redhead supermodel.
The redhead supermodel was the one with Sylvester Stallone.
No. The one that was
Angie
married,
Everhart.
No, not Angie Everhart. She was never a supermodel.
What? Angie Everhart was a supermodel?
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You're talking about...
I don't think she qualifies as a supermodel. Angie Everhart?
She didn't have the
Was she
gross
on that-
annual income.
Yeah.
No, I think
She
Occupation.
couldn't see through walls.
Google Angie Everhart as a supermodel. I always imagined her more as like a lingerie model. Like supermodels don't typically,
Which is pretty fucking super when you think about it.
I guess, but like supermodels don't typically like star in the bikini bowl or
That's a
whatever.
60-year-old woman. Right
Did Billy Joel do the Piano Man
Anyway.
song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I like
There
that
you go.
song.
So
Yeah.
anyway, who's the redhead that's married to Rod Stewart for so long?
Sarah Gilbert. I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
Anyway,
Rachel Hunter.
Rachel Hunter.
Look at
He
me.
saw
There you
both
go.
of them like at the bar, so he wouldn't grab the piano and just started singing songs to him. Figured he could bang one of them, and he ended up marrying Christy Brinkley.
He met Christy Brinkley there,
Yeah.
and they got introduced. And then I guess like when they met the second time, she couldn't remember his name, so she said, "You know what? You look like a Joe. I'm going to call you Joe from now on." so she made up a name for him and passed it off as a nickname because she could not remember what his name was.
Thank you, Brandon.
Bye, guys.
You can't just wave at the
Brandon
mic.
just waved in the microphone.
One of those new
really
fancy
funny.
mics.
You can hear the wind. So you think maybe they were in the bar that night because Christy Brinkley was consoling Rachel Hunter? Rachel Hunter's like, I'm a fucking supermodel. I'm married to Rod Stewart.
ugly ass Stewart.
And that's the night she meets Billy Joel.
He had one song in 1979. I'm
He
still
was-
stuck with him.
What's a good Rod Stewart song? You've seen before time.
Maggie.
Maggie. I
Maggie's
that's the one I was
the big
associating.
song.
Yeah.
Rhythm of My Heart. Is that another one?
To the beat.
Forever Young.
Forever
That's-
Young,
That's
that's
another
one.
big one.
Yeah.
That was like the prom song for a full decade. What was your prom song, Jack?
Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah.
I associate that with the
it's
finale of
Good Riddance
Seinfeld.
is actually the name of the song. Good Riddance.
Good Riddance. Did they put that on the prom program? Good Riddance.
No, I don't think so.
See you, losers. You know, I have watched every single episode of Seinfeld ever, and Good Riddance was the song that they played during the finale of Seinfeld. It's that
Terrible, terrible finale.
Yeah, it was a terrible finale. That was actually on the clip show they did before the finale.
Oh, okay.
But I had a weird thing. Yesterday, I saw an episode of Seinfeld that I have never seen before.
What
No
episode
way.
was it?
It was the one. Apparently, Rob Schneider was on an episode of Seinfeld. I'd never seen it before, and he had a hearing aid, and he pretended like he couldn't hear whenever Elaine would ask him to do something. He worked at J. Peterman, and it was this whole thing about how she was gonna she knew that he was faking it, and she was gonna try to prove that he was faking it. That he only faked his deafness when somebody was asking him to do some work that he didn't want to do.
That does not sound familiar.
I had never seen it before. It was not a very good episode, I can tell you that.
Was Elaine making copies?
And Jerry had a jacket from the Friars Club that he had borrowed because he went into the Friars Club and didn't have one. When
That sounds familiar.
Was Adam Sandler also in the episode? Because isn't that the only way Rob Schneider gets to appear in anything?
Pretty much. I guess I didn't know that Adam Sandler was an investor in Seinfeld's show.
How much did Zookeeper make? Speaking of that crew of guys.
I think it made like $34 million opening weekend or something.
I will refer to
What does the gorilla get on the back end?
Did you see the thing?
anything
where,
you want.
Did you see that thing on Reddit where people are they were this ad agency was going into old reruns of TV shows and CGI adding stuff into it? Like they were adding in there was an advertisement for Zookeeper on a rerun of How I Met Your Mother that they had added in digitally.
So
And
wait,
apparently
you're
they've been
saying
doing this for years.
on the show.
It's a rerun. It's an old episode from maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
They CGI added in a movie poster for the Zookeeper.
Oh, okay.
I got no problems with that.
See, when you
It's
say they
kind of-
CGI ads into old shows, I'm saying you understand those are commercial breaks, right? And that they show new commercials. They update those once they go into syndication.
But it's weird. It's like
So they put it in the show.
yeah, they put it in the
Suddenly,
show.
Fred Astaire had a walk-on cameo talking about the zookeeper.
Yeah.
Man, I think it was Friends. That was one of their biggest sources of revenue. Was Friends had a shitload of product placement. Yeah, and also ads. I don't know if you know this or not, but
Ads are big on TV.
yeah, there was. It
Like,
was
what
very
kind of product
heavily-
placement did they have?
TiVo was a big one. Like if you look at Rachel and what's her name, Monica's apartment, they always had a TiVo.
Like a plushy doll.
Yeah,
right?
plushy doll. They
Yeah.
had just sitting there on their next to their TV and things like that. There was something too about that I read just recently about that. That they had the frame around their peephole, and then I guess that was a mirror at one point, and they accidentally broke it because they didn't want to have people. They wanted to have a mirror there, but then somebody like on the first day of the set broke it, and so they just left the frame sitting up around the peephole.
Huh. There you go.
That's your Friends knowledge.
Yeah.
So.
Friends trivia.
I've also seen, I think, almost every episode of Friends ever because my wife went through a stage when we were first married, probably when she was pregnant, when she would watch Friends when it was on the air. It was still on the air, I think. When did it go up? In the 2000s? I was married in 2001. So, anyway, it was still on the air.
It must have gone off probably like that year, 2001, 2002.
Yeah, it was like right when it was in syndication and still on the air. So she'd watch the show on the air, and then it was on twice a day on syndication. So she would watch Friends 11 times a week. Which basically, if you think about it, every 2 weeks she would watch a season. So every month she would go through the whole run of Friends. Like I think she had seen it 20 times
Wow.
altogether.
God.
Yeah, she was a Friends fanatic.
I think the closest... I used to watch a lot of The Simpsons. They used to syndicate it twice a night on the local Fox affiliate.
Man, when I lived in New Jersey, Simpsons was on 4 times a day.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was on from 6 to 7 and then from 10 to 11 every day.
You know, I have that Seinfeld box set, and I've kind of started making my way through watching all those episodes, but I'm about halfway through. That's kind of a thing I guess I'm going through right now. I have the Seinfeld box set, the Lost box set, and I have most of the Simpsons DVDs. And I've been going through and watching all 3 of those over again.
You know what? I was all set to buy the $199 box set for Star Trek The Next Generation.
Ooh.
And it went to Netflix, and now I'm not going to buy it. I don't understand how that Netflix stuff works. Because our stuff is not on Netflix streaming, but that's by choice. It's like I can tell you for sure they lost a $199 sale because now I can just get it on Netflix.
They lost it twice because Griffin had gone to Best Buy 3 times in the last month to get it, and they were always out. And now we don't have to.
So she's going to watch it too?
Oh, yeah, she's the world's biggest Star Trek Next Generation fan. We watched the first episode the other day. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I did
Encounter at Farpoint.
Encounter at Farpoint.
That
our
Q
nerd
shit.
cred.
That Q shit's terrible.
Q is just the worst.
I love Q.
Do you really?
Yeah, I loved Q.
I feel like he got better after that.
I
but
loved
he was
Q.
awful early on.
I loved Q in my memory until I watched Encounter at Farpoint.
Really, I never liked Q. I always thought having a character that can do anything is just stupid at any point.
Matrix.
Superman's crying somewhere in his Fortress of Solitude right now.
They even brought him back. Hey man, Superman can't do everything. He can do a lot of things, but he can't. He's no Q. Let's be honest. Yeah, but I'm getting to the point now where one of my kiddos is old enough to I just want to start watching Star Trek Next Generation with him.
That's cool.
And so it's a perfect way to do it.
Are you going to change your Netflix plan at all now that they've changed their pricing structure yesterday?
I don't see a need to have DVDs anymore. What you're talking about is they now raise their prices and they no longer have a physical plan along with a streaming plan.
Right, they separated those two products.
Do you guys still have your physical plans?
We have to.
I did. I just canceled it
Oh,
yesterday.
I dumped mine the day that they came out with the streaming only plan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I have 3 discs somewhere in my house that I now am going to have to pay for. They're going to make a shitload of money just from that.
I think they listed the prices. It's like, if you don't return a DVD, it's like $16. If you don't return a Blu-ray, I think it's $20.
Yeah, they got us for 2 Jeeves and Wooster DVDs that my wife lost.
Oh, yeah?
When I switched plans.
They weren't lost in the mail?
And actually, I just canceled my streaming plan yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, because I realized I hadn't used it for like 3 months. I was like, oh, screw it, I'll cancel it. And then I went on there to cancel it, and it's like your next billing will be like August 11th or whatever, which is like a month away. And I was like, okay, just cancel it. And they're like, well, if you cancel it now, it's immediately canceled. You don't get that remainder. So they just shut it off. And I was like, well, screw you then. No thanks, I'm done.
Always immediately cancel. Just suck it up and eat the 2 weeks.
I use
Because if not, you're going to be there forever.
Yeah.
They've got their hooks in you.
Because you can
Shit
also
out
put
of
it on
Netflix.
hold if you want. You can like put your account on hold, but then you can only do that for like 3 months, and they start charging you again. It's like, no, I'm done. No, thank you.
That's just something old people would do. Like my dad went on vacation and put his Netflix on hold. I wouldn't even think about it. Here's something that happened.
He didn't shoot it because he was scared it would be sad.
This is like I already gotta explain that. I already had somebody coming at me about my brother and saying your brother sounds like a way cooler guy than you. But what Jeff is talking about is my dog that I had growing up. My dad had to go on an extended vacation to Florida because he had to take care of his mother who was ailing, and my dog Alex went everywhere with my dad. And when my dad went to move away for 6 months to take care of his mother, essentially, he knew the dog would be sad, so he put the dog down. Like,
Oh my god!
the dog was old, but I mean, it was literally this conversation of, "Hey, where's Alex? Where is he?" It's like, "Oh, your dad had him put down when he left for Florida." I was like, "What? Our dog?" I was like, "This doesn't make any sense." It was like a 12-year-old dog, but the dog was going to be too depressed when my dad left, so they had the dog put to sleep.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, right. There's something
horrible.
there. There's something there that I should spend money figuring out, but I think I'll just play New Vegas instead.
With your pet dog
and shoot all the dogs. Yeah, I don't like video games where you shoot dogs.
No,
I don't like that. I never have liked that. I don't like that in Call of Duty. I don't like that in
Wolfenstein.
Castle Wolfenstein.
Resident Evil.
I didn't realize how much dog shooting there was in video
There's a
games.
shitload of dog shooting. Yep. New Vegas, you shoot a bunch of dogs too.
Call of Duty.
Fallout 3
You said
also.
Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
They're fast and agile.
You never shoot cats like a household cat. You know, like a crazy rabid cat. I can't even think of a single video game where you do that.
There's got to be.
You shoot a tiger in Dead Rising 2.
Yeah.
That's
A
true.
big cat.
Bernie's saying house cat.
I did not shoot the tiger. I fed the tiger
Hey,
steaks.
I hear stories all the time on CNN about how there are tigers that are house cats, briefly.
By the way, I have never cursed you as loudly as I cursed you watching the video of you taming the tiger in Dead
God.
Rising 2.
That was such a bastard.
You must have edited that really well because it looks like total luck how you did it.
Oh,
It's
no.
like, he ate one steak twice, which is a glitch, and then I got the achievement for it. It took me like 40 fucking
Yeah,
minutes.
that fucking sucked.
It's-
fucking sucked. It's like, the steak's right in front of you. Why are you still charging me?
Yeah, it took me like I think 9 or 10 attempts to get that. So
Watch his video; it'll infuriate you because it's like, oh, I guess it happened off screen. I guess he ate 2 steaks by accident.
What?
Yeah, he had to eat 3. He had to feed this tiger 3 steaks, and you basically would chuck these steaks at the tiger, and then it would just run up and maul the shit out of
It's
it.
like I would wait, like I would be dropping steaks between me and the tiger, hoping he would see them. But nope, he would just run right over them and go for me. The big walking steak.
Didn't give a shit. By the way, to clarify or to close up a point from before, Zookeeper is now up to $22.5 million.
Does it say what its budget was?
$80 million.
How about worldwide?
Oh,
What's that?
Guess the not so happy Madison production on that one.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough one.
What's it up to worldwide?
They get $30 million total.
So Kevin James, not the box office gold he once was,
No.
I guess.
did you see the trailer for Jack and Jill?
oh God! Unfortunately, I did. I thought it was a joke when I
Yeah.
saw it on TV. I was like, "Are we watching Saturday Night Live?"
Yeah, it's the new Adam Sandler movie where he plays himself and his sister.
His twin sister.
Twin sister.
You think Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy have some kind of a bet going? Like, let's see how far we can shit on America and get away with it.
Well, Eddie Murphy made Dave and Pluto Nash.
Oh man,
Paul
Nash.
Blart made $150 million.
it was a big fucking movie.
It was only $26 million to make it.
They're making a sequel too.
What's that?
They're making a sequel to it.
Yep.
I read.
To Paul Blart?
I was flipping through Netflix TV shows the other day, and I saw that there's some reality show that follows mall cops in the Mall of America.
Oh really?
I think it's called Mall Cops.
I
like
remember
Segway training and stuff.
Awful,
Paul,
awful.
Paul Blart and Observe and Report came out at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah, that's
and I was
right.
like, God, I feel bad for Kevin James. He's about to get trounced. Not the case.
Did you see Observe and Report?
Yeah.
That's a dark,
It is
dark
a
movie.
Dark. Film.
It's seriously, man, that is a crazy movie.
It is a yeah. That movie will catch you by surprise.
Dude, that's a movie where I think I fell in love with Anna Faris because that girl will do anything.
How
on
could
a
you
movie.
not fall in love with Anna Faris?
She's America's sweetheart.
God, she's good.
Seriously, she's awesome.
She is.
She's fantastic.
She's hilarious.
I'm gonna look her up now. What's she doing?
And she's married to a big fat dude too.
Is she?
Yeah, they just got married not like at the height of her career.
Wow.
She married a fat dude. He's like the new Simon Monjack.
I hope not, Jesus.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't turn out the same way. How come Anna Faris is not showing up here?
2 hours.
Yeah, no, I looked it up.
Go to bookmarks.
History.
You can't go to history. No,
1 hour?
it's 1 hour.
Oh, I'll be damned.
What is she doing? I think she's been in lately. She's in Take Me Home Tonight.
She was in.
Is another Scream? Not Scream. What is
She
it?
was in Yogi Bear.
She was in
Oh, God.
Alvin and Chipmunks, The Squeakquel.
Ugh.
And yeah, she was in Yogi
Stellar
Bear.
movie career there.
I want to say Yogi the Bear. That's not right.
Yogi the Bear.
Yogi Bear.
I guess you can't make fun of her. She's making money, right?
She's in all those scary movies.
Oh,
Those
wait.
haven't been in
She was
a
on.
long time, though.
She was in Entourage for a while too, right?
Oh yeah, she was Turtle. No.
Wasn't she? Oh wait, wasn't she supposed to be like one of the?
Oh, she was one of E's clients.
E's clients. It's like a second client.
She
Yeah.
was awesome in the House Bunny.
Yeah, that was about to get to the house bunny and talk about
Yeah.
that. But there was something we were talking about. We were talking about Entourage the other day, where there was somebody who was up on their Entourage knowledge, and after they kept talking about Entourage for too long, it's like you can definitely talk about that show for too long before
Yeah.
people's opinion of you goes down pretty quickly. I mean, I think a lot of people have seen Entourage, but to be like, I'm a hardcore Entourage fan,
I got the box set.
that takes you to a special place.
Is that show still on the TV?
I think so.
Is it? Yeah.
I think this is going to be the last season.
Yeah, I think I watched it up to the point where they just wrapped up Aquaman. I guess it was like the season where they were premiering Aquaman, which I think was like 3.
I think that's as far as I've seen it too.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Entourage, it's a show on HBO about a famous guy and his friends in Los Angeles as he rises through the ranks of Hollywood A-list actors. And they have their trials and tribulations.
There's some good stuff in that show.
Yeah, like trying to get Turtle his limited edition sneakers. Stuff we can all relate to.
That's the one where they got it from Rufio, right?
I don't remember.
It was the dude who was Rufio in Hook, I think.
What is Rufio?
Rufio in the movie Hook with Robin Williams.
Oh, the
There's a
Peter
kid-
Pan movie?
Yeah. There's a character named Rufio.
Why would you reference that like everyone in the world has seen that movie and knows it backwards and forward?
If you know who Rufio is, you know who that character is. You know who that actor is.
Okay.
I couldn't name that actor anything else.
That movie sucks.
So if you know who the guy is, you know who he is.
There you go.
If you know the guy personally, then you know him personally.
If you see him in the movie and you remember him, then you know who he is. So this is relevant to everybody, ever. So they got their sneakers from that guy?
Yeah. Turtle got
Was
special
he playing
sneakers.
the character of Rufio in the?
No, he was not.
No, that's going to make it even harder for people to identify.
I think Jack goes out of his way to try to make Disney references. I think that's what happens. It doesn't matter what it is.
Is that Disney? Was Hook Disney?
It's fucking Peter
Peter
Pan.
Pan, right?
Is Peter Pan owned by Disney? Are
I'm sure it is now.
you sure?
No, I think it's one of those stories that's been told for like a Grimm Brothers fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it is.
co-opted, but I'm pretty sure if it was a movie adaptation of Peter Pan, that it was Disney. I'll look it up.
All right.
I bet it was Buena Vista.
I-
That's
I-
like-
I bet it
Alice in
was.
Wonderland
I
is
bet it
not a
was.
Disney product.
what's that?
I think Alice in Wonderland is not a Disney product, or that
The Disney
character.
movie is.
You make a good point.
So, thank you.
You're right, the Disney movie. If you've seen the Disney movie and you know it's a Disney movie, then
But it's a Disney movie.
then it totally makes sense. All right, I'm gonna look this up, and Jack's gonna prove me wrong.
Have you ever seen Hook, Jeff?
I've watched it probably 5 times in the last year because my kid likes it. It's fucking boring.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
He's getting all choked up about it.
It's really, really
One
long.
of the few Julia Roberts movies where I don't mind her.
Julia Roberts is pretty hot in it. I will
She
say
is.
that.
What's your problem with Julia Roberts?
Something about her just bugs me.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
Tell us what.
That's it.
Tell us what bugs you about Julia Roberts.
I don't know.
She's in a movie right now with Tom Hanks, right? That Larry Crown movie?
That
Yeah.
movie does not look good to me.
That looks like a bizarre movie. Tom Hanks is a student.
It's like 40-Year-Old
teacher.
Virgin 2, right? That's what I gathered from it.
So bizarre.
Carrie Fisher had a cameo in Hook.
Really?
She was his wife, right?
Doesn't actually show much information here on Hook.
She was Robin Williams' wife, I think. Mrs. Pan.
Miss Pan.
It's TriStar.
No, it's Banning.
Is TriStar part of Disney?
No, that's Columbia TriStar, which
So-
would have been Sony?
Jack was right.
Thank you.
Sony now,
It's not
but-
Disney.
Coca-Cola back then, I guess?
So edit the part of the podcast out where Jack was
where I'm
right.
right. Okay.
We don't want to throw people off.
Thank you.
Cut to Jack was wrong again.
We'll just cut like old audio snippets of Jack saying something wrong, and then we'll be right.
So how excited are you guys about the last Harry Potter movie coming out?
I'm going at midnight.
Pretty
Tomorrow night.
effing excited.
I'm super excited. I can't tell you
You can't wait for there not to be any more Harry Potter
how
movies, right?
excited I am that the last Harry Potter movie is finally coming out.
I haven't seen the last couple. I probably won't see this one.
Oh, it's
Have
so
you read them?
good.
No,
No?
that's for nerds.
I'm gonna cry.
Reading is for
Are
nerds.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Take a picture of you crying in a movie theater.
Okay.
Watching that.
You should have filmed me in Up.
Oh, gosh.
Griffin said she was embarrassed to sit next to me.
Hey, she's the one who fucking lost it at Toy Story 3.
Not as bad as
Dude.
I lost it. No,
She
I lost
but
the
she
Toy
did
Story
lose
3.
it in Toy Story 3.
She had to
And for
leave the
about a
theater.
month afterward.
She had to leave the theater in Toy Story 3.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
Pixar, great family movies.
Dude, I'm telling you, they have some darkness in them. Those are some...
I cried in Cars 2, but that was mostly because I paid for 2
No
tickets.
kidding. Man, Cars 2. How did that movie get through Pixar?
I don't know.
I'm guessing through the colon.
I think it's like
I don't know. Like Cars 2 is the first Pixar movie ever where I was like just completely not interested at all.
Someone made that combo breaker image showing all the
Yeah.
Rotten Tomato reviews for all the different Pixar
Hey,
movies.
speaking of colons, let me ask you a question. Gus told me about this special coffee where they feed the coffee beans to
monkeys.
this marmot.
Marmot. Yeah.
But-
kind
It's
of
called a
thing.
civet.
Civet, and then it shits them out, and then you make coffee out of it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
supposed to be the best coffee in the world.
$500 a pound,
Yeah,
right?
it's super, super expensive.
There's some kind of enzyme in the digestive tract of this marmot.
It seems like there'd
It's
be a
like
way to find
eat,
that enzyme.
They eat the bean, and the enzyme neutralizes like the acidity of the coffee, and then they shit the bean out whole. And then they take these beans, and then they clean them and roast them.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure they clean the shit out of it.
It's supposed to be like the most smooth
Where is
cup
this,
of coffee you can get.
Where is this made again?
I think it's made like in Indonesia.
Yeah,
the
Indonesia
Philippines.
has the cleanest production
Yeah.
facilities, I'm sure. Can you imagine just like there's a bunch of like Indonesian workers sitting around like watching those civets waiting for them to take dumps, and they're like, "Hey, we got 3 more beans, 500 more, we'll have a bag."
I smashed trying to force feed these marmots
Eat the fucking coffee bean.
a pound of coffee.
It's like, these poor little animals are probably all hopped up on caffeine.
They're probably they had to peel them off the roof.
Anyway, Gus,
I'm really curious to try it.
Gus got some. So
Given the
many pounds?
opportunity, I'm going to
How
try
many
it.
pounds did you get?
4 ounces.
4 ounces.
How much is it per pound? It's something ridiculous, isn't
The
it?
4 ounces was like $85.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
4 ounces is $85.
Yeah.
How much coffee does 4 ounces make?
Not much. I'll find out when I get it.
Oh man.
I went to a breakdown when somebody sent out that when they were complaining about the rising cost of gas, how much gas was per gallon versus other things per gallon when they broke it out.
Oh, yeah.
I think the most expensive thing per gallon was mouthwash. Was
Mouthwash is really expensive.
$85 a gallon or something like that.
Wow.
Or inkjet printer ink per gallon
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah.
like $800 a gallon.
I think it was, it was ridiculous like that.
Olive oil's pretty bad too.
But Gus has done a weird thing lately that seems very un-Gus. Like, Gus, you've made some changes in your life in the last few years that are very counter to the person I thought you were. Like, I always thought of you as a very low-maintenance dude. Like, you don't want anything in your life that requires high maintenance. And now you have a little dog. You even got a house that was a high-maintenance house when you first got it.
That wasn't high maintenance for me. Someone else had.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Okay, you're right.
I seem to remember 18 phone calls in one day.
I seem to remember you living in a different facility every week for 4 months.
And then,
Yeah.
and now you started this thing where we have a coffee machine, and we even have a very nice person who is nice enough to come in every morning and make the coffee and start it going. But you have this method for making coffee that involves a coffee grinder. Let me see if I get this right. Some kind of beaker, and then he has a laser temperature reader.
He does have that.
And a separate thing to heat up. Like, he heats up his water, and he gets out this gun that he uses with a laser to test the temperature of the water. And right when it gets to a certain degree, then he puts it into this beaker, caps it, and then does this press thing with like a suction press thing, and makes 1 cup of coffee.
Or technically, it makes a shot of espresso, and then you add hot water to it to make an Americano.
It is true, because I said, please make me a cup of coffee. This looks tremendous. And so he finally went through this whole process, squeezing through. He made this tiny little shot of coffee, and then goes over to the tap water and just pours it.
I did not add tap water. I did not add tap water. I added the hot water.
I gotta say, I was amazed at this process, and I didn't think it would last very long. And it's lasted longer than I thought, but the edges are fraying on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, he's up to Starbucks like 3 days a week.
I got Starbucks this morning. I was in a hurry. I had to set up the podcast.
Yeah, I saw him get Starbucks on Monday too.
I got Starbucks on Monday because the half and half has turned.
Oh.
And, yeah, did you use it? You didn't notice?
You're using it right now.
I was just taking a sip of my coffee as you said that.
You didn't notice how it like curdles up and makes that layer on top of the coffee?
I was wondering about that. You just bite through that, and then you get to the liquid below.
The expiration date on it is still good. So I left it in there like an asshole.
Yeah, it was July 27th.
Yeah, but there was something definitely weird about it.
Yeah, it came out with blub blub.
Yeah,
It came out in a little chunk
I
here and there.
have, I have not had a chance to go buy more. Gross. Remember I showed it to you, and I was like, I think there's something wrong with this. And you're like, put it back. Well, the date was still good. I wasn't sure what was
He
the
doesn't
problem.
like maintenance. He thought it might fix itself.
I took the Brandon Farmahini school of problem solving.
Yeah, whoever touched it last got to throw it away. You guys, I don't know if you noticed that though. I don't really care about that kind of stuff.
No.
You don't.
No, I don't. I really don't.
You'll leave pizza out like for 4 days in a row and then go eat it.
It doesn't. I don't think I've ever had food poisoning in my life. People always talk about it. I've never had that, whatever that is.
When you go to a foreign country, do you drink the water?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I go to Australia, but yeah, I mean,
One time, I guess I was at PAX last year. I bought some Top Pot donuts. And we ate them. Then I left them in the booth overnight, covered, in the box. And then the next morning I came. I was like, "Oh, there's donuts." I started eating them. And Jeff was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just eating the donuts." He's like, "Those have been out there since yesterday." I was
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's not good.
"Yeah, they're donuts." He's
they're
like,
donuts.
He's like, "There's like bacteria's falling on them." I was like, "It was covered."
All right. Because bacteria can't fit through plastic.
It won't go through cardboard.
Yeah.
Donuts are fine. I feel like you leave them. It's like bread, right?
Donuts are a lot safer than pizza, for sure.
There's no dairy. It's cooked.
I'll eat. I have no problem with it. I eat raw everything too. Like whenever we do the cooking for the grill,
Yeah.
I always have to make sure that I cook things more for other people because I would just essentially sear it on one side like a steak. I'd sear on one side and then immediately flip it, sear on the other side, and be done.
You should start making that Amsterdam delicacy they sold us that day at that bar.
A raw
The
hamburger.
raw hamburger with
I love raw
cherry
hamburger.
tomatoes.
Raw hamburger's awesome. It's one of the most dangerous things you can do. But once again, it hasn't gotten me yet. So
I'm sure we've talked about that extensively on the podcast.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
One time I was at the there's that Italian restaurant downtown, Carmelo's.
Fucking overpriced.
I was down there and with my in-laws, and I ordered this appetizer. I didn't know what it was. It got to the table, and it was like a plate covered in very thinly sliced raw meat. And I was like, well, that looks kind of gross. And it had like capers and oil on it. And it came with some lemons. I was like, this is weird. And I started eating the meat. I was like, oh, it's really gross. What am I? You're like, why would they sell this? And I realized, oh, you're supposed to put the lemon on the meat, and the citric acid cooks it because it's so thin.
Right.
After that, it was delicious. It was one of the most awesome things I've ever eaten.
So you cook the raw meat with citric acid from the lemon.
Yeah.
like
That's
ceviche.
That's
you ever had
interesting.
ceviche?
Yeah, I like ceviche.
It's the same thing. It's,
'Cause I like-
it's chemically cooked.
I like everything. I'll eat anything.
He's really turned. Everyone's changing around here. Gus, you're now a high maintenance freak, and Jeff is like Mr. Adventurous Eater. Will eat anything.
I don't give a fuck. I'll eat anything but turned half and half.
Don't knock
And
it.
day-old
Or
donuts.
shit coffee.
Don't knock it till you try it, man. It's like who doesn't want coffee? You can choose.
I can't believe I complain about the half and half, but I'm gonna drink shit coffee.
I know, right?
good
You're gonna
point.
eat lemur poop. coffee. See, Jack, look, the half and half is creeping up the side of my cup there. See
Yeah,
it?
that's creepy.
Do you think there's some people in Indonesia that are like, listen, we know Americans will fall for anything, right? We just got to come up with what's the most ridiculous scenario we can come up with to charge a lot of money.
Let's
for
make
coffee.
them eat poop
Yeah.
and have them pay a lot of money for it.
I bet we could trick them into eating civet shit and pay out the ass for it.
Literally.
Literally.
I bet I could get them to make a tea out of it. It's like, bullshit. Sure enough, they do it.
I saw.
I want you, but before we get off the conversation, though, I want you to post that video finally that we saw of the guys making the perfect cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's weird. I saw this story the other day. Speaking of like Indonesia, that part of the world, I saw this story where I guess people in the Philippines or someone at MIT developed this method for providing indoor illumination for poor people in the Philippines.
What they would do is drive a fire engine into their house and turn on the siren.
All they would do is they'd cut holes in the roof and fill like a liter plastic bottle with water and bleach, and then stick the bottle in the roof, and then it refracts the light in such a way that it's like having a 60-watt light bulb. It refracts the sunlight in such a way that it's like having a 60-watt light bulb inside.
Apparently, these slums are like tin shacks, and you just get in there, and they're crammed together so tightly that everyone's like a cave, and they live in darkness in the middle of the day. Mm-hmm. And so having a light in your, I guess your shack, I guess for lack of a better term, is a big deal. So they have these, I guess they're like sheets of corrugated steel, and they cut a hole in it, and they put that 1 liter bottle in there filled with water and bleach, and that's all it is. It's like
They said it can provide light. It can last for like 10 years. They put the bleach in just to prevent algae growth.
right, so it doesn't cloud up.
That's pretty cool. This is along similar terms. I just bought a alarm clock that runs on water.
What does that mean?
It uses the electrolytes in water to power the alarm clock, and it lasts for 6 months on one serving of water.
How much is it serving?
It's like a cup of water. Isn't that
It's
crazy?
a waterfall cut.
But yeah, like
You have to live near a river.
such little. It requires such little amount of electricity to power the clock that it just sucks it out of the electrolytes.
Like the potato chips.
Could you fill it with spit?
I don't know. We could do some experiments.
Mark your
Like-
calendars right now. 6 months from today, Jeff is going to be late for work.
No, they have
and he will hate the alarm clock on that day.
It has a chip in it that stores enough that it'll tell you when the water is bad, and you can go and replace it without losing your time.
And so here's what I'm curious is that you put water in this thing, and the electrolytes in the water, you said? They power the clock for 6 months. What is the water at the end of the 6 months?
It's electrolyteless water.
It's just water.
Like you know how you can go to, like, if you go to Whole Foods, they have like all the fancy water, and you can buy like electrolyte enhanced water. You can buy electrolyte dehanced water.
You can?
No. Like, I'm going to start selling it because I'm going to have it.
He's going to have it on clocks. You get one serving every 6 months.
Yeah. I'm going to charge $400 a pound.
It's the ultimate for civets.
Yeah.
if he keeps the civet in the room, it goes up another $100 an hour. I was at Whole Foods the other day because I had a culinary milestone.
Dude, I'm really proud of you.
It's like unlocking the Da Vinci Code. Do you know what I did, Jack?
I do not know what you did.
I made the Fogo de Chao bread balls.
Shit.
I
I've been
saw
meaning to
that.
ask you about that.
That's right. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, I tweeted a photo of them.
You figured
How
it
were
out.
they? Were they-
He tried one. You tell me.
Yeah, he gave me one that was a couple days old and
It was
cold.
It was a day old.
It had bacteria on it.
It had bacteria and
It had
everything.
fall-
I didn't care. I ate it. Even cold, it tasted exactly like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you couldn't tell the difference.
That's amazing.
That's magic.
Yeah, dude.
Well, he had a good one.
Don't share that secret.
The civet ate it before Jeff did. Let's just put it that way. No, but I found a recipe for it, and I was in Whole Foods. He reminded me of it because one of the main ingredients in it was
Love.
tapioca flour. Did you even know this existed? Tapioca flour?
No.
I've never made anything like this. When we was done, like making the batter, dough isn't even the right word. It was like a bowl full of liquid gum. It was really interesting looking.
What kind of cheese is it?
Parmesan cheese.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's also some kind of Brazilian cheese. What these things are is they're like little balls of bread and cheese, like the perfect mixture of cheese and bread to where the bread never completely hardens, I guess. It's like turns
Yeah.
like gooey.
It's the intersection of delicious and yum.
Exactly. And they serve these things at Fogo de Chao, which is a restaurant we go to in Austin sometimes when we want to celebrate something fun.
We want to gorge.
It's like $60 to get in, and it's the only restaurant I've ever been where they basically charge a cover charge. And then you sit there with a little card and you put it on green. And when you put the card to green and you lay it down on your table, dudes come around with big swords with meat on them, all different kinds of meat. And then they serve it to you. You can have whatever you want. There's like, 20 kinds of meat for the day?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then when you're got a fully gorged, you flip the card over to red and they stop coming up to you.
And you can flip as many times as you want.
You go crazy.
They got a giant salad bar.
But in between, they keep bringing around these bread balls, which I was addicted to forever. And I
So good.
swore I was
So
going to crack
fucking
the
good.
recipe.
Dude, their salad bar has full strips of bacon in it. It's the best thing ever.
They have
Just get a plate of bacon.
You're not kidding. People go there for the meat, but that salad bar, they have asparagus that looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You get a piece of asparagus that looks like it was a tree branch.
It's like if Mark McGuire was asparagus, that would be him.
So Jeter hit 3,000
3,000.
hit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He went 5 for 5 on the day.
Well, that's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah.
So people still like Jeter, right?
Yes.
He's pretty popular.
Nobody has a
Yeah.
problem with him?
The dude who I read a story that the dude who caught his 3,000 hit was a home run. The dude who caught the home run immediately gave it to the Yankees, and the Yankees thanked him again with a bunch of signed memorabilia and
tickets.
Yeah, a suite for the remainder of the season at the Yankee Stadium. And I guess they realized that he might have to pay taxes on all that stuff. It's all worth about $120,000.
Yeah, you do.
And the dude had a very good disposition about it. He was like, "No, that sucks. I'll pay taxes. That's IRS has a job to do. If I get taxed, I get taxed." He's like, "I'll pay for it." But he's like, "It'd be nice if they cut me a break."
Yeah, really.
But he's like, "But I'm not going to complain about all the stuff I got."
Yeah, they were saying that
Yeah,
ball was
that-
worth about $250,000 if he would have sold it. Like that was the estimated value of that ball,
It's crazy.
and he just gave it back to the Yankees, saying thank you.
That's cool.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I guess nobody remembers the guy who caught the McGuire ball and then sold to...
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane bought it,
they
right?
actually
$2
made
million.
There was a documentary about those guys who caught the ball that Barry Bonds hit over the wall to break the record. And it's all about like these two guys fought over the ball, and one guy sued another guy because he said he bit him and then stole it from him. And I forget that. I want to say it's like foul ball or something like that. I'll have to look it up, but it's a fantastic documentary.
Where'd you see this on Netflix or anything?
No, I saw it at South by Southwest,
Oh.
so I'm sure it's on Netflix or something. But
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, that's $250,000 or $1 million
Yeah.
or $2
Yeah.
coming at you,
Yeah.
and whoever grabs it gets it, and there's really no rules over when possession takes place.
you see the guy at the Rangers game who died trying to catch a home run
Yeah.
ball?
It was-
no, it wasn't a home run ball. It was the inning was over, and Josh Hamilton was throwing the ball just, like an over the wall, and a guy reached for it, slipped, fell 20 feet, and I guess he broke his
landed on his
back or
head.
something.
In front of his kid, too.
Yeah, in front of his kid, and then he had a heart attack on the way to the
It
hospital.
was almost a year to the day after the last time it happened at Ranger Stadium or at the
Yeah.
ballpark in Arlington.
Man.
The dude who did it last year survived, and I think he fell from higher.
Yeah, he fell from the second balcony or the second deck to the lower deck and broke his ankle and like broke a rib or
Yeah.
two, or got a concussion or something.
and this guy fell less distance and died.
But they showed it on TV, and it's like, oh, look, the guy slipped. Oh, and kind of funny, and laughed about it, and then it's like, oh shit, that guy died.
That was like on Wednesday last week, right? Wednesday or
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Some idiot at the home run derby at the All-Star game on Monday was standing at a table up, out in the outfield trying to catch foul balls and fell over the fucking rail.
But they caught him. Though.
His friends
Yeah.
caught him.
Yeah.
Like he was gone. They were holding him by the ankles. He was over the fucking rail. It's like seeing a school bully like hold a nerd by the ankles. It was like that, He was like fucking
Shit
dangling.
Knight holding Vanilla Ice over there.
Doing his
Fucking
shakedown.
Sports memorabilia is no joke. And that's what finally put OJ away.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, somebody got killed. That he got off from that, but he goes in to steal some sports memorabilia, and then he goes to jail.
You want to know something funny about that?
I was in Vegas when that happened.
Yeah. Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
I just heard something really odd. The guy who recorded the phone conversation that ultimately put OJ away, the guy who owned the sports memorabilia, his daughter, Playmate of the Year.
That's right. She was on Howard Stern talking about that.
She changed her last name to protect herself from OJ fans. But yeah, she's the.
But she's still
Playmate
talking
of the Year.
about it.
Yeah, nobody listens to Howard Stern anymore.
Oh wow!
I
I
read
saw
something that,
someone tweet that he's only been on like 6 days in July.
Yeah.
yeah,
and
and then he's only doing what 3 days a week.
He does
until
3
the end
days
of the
1
year.
week, then 4 days.
But apparently he's doing
then
3 days
3
the rest of the year.
Yeah, and then it'll be 3 from here on until he just retires on his pile of money, I guess.
Slowly riding that pile of money into the sunset.
Yeah.
Well, we do 4 shows a month, so I don't know if we have room to talk.
Achievement Hunter puts out 4 episodes a day.
No, I know. I'm just saying for the podcast.
And
stuff.
that's roughly equal to one episode of the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah,
I wonder if you were to how long it would take you to listen to all of the back catalog of Howard Stern stuff. Like how many hours of back catalog?
It's over 20,000 hours.
20,000 hours.
Yeah.
wow.
Depending on how far back you go into his catalog, his career is over 30 years old.
Current stuff like that gets dated too, like stuff that's very in the moment.
Dude, I can't. I'm a huge Howard Stern fan. I can't listen to a show that's more than a week old. I just can't do it.
Oh yeah,
No. Like, you can listen to some of the classic stuff, like some of the stuff that your wife listens to, but it's just like, it's usually just talking about shit you don't care about anymore.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
oh yeah. But yeah, like it's hard to go back and listen to how hot Jessica Hahn is,
Right, exactly.
or Tawny Katane.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, yeah, it's like having a time machine.
Or about how what's her face from Baywatch is the hottest chick of all time. You know,
Ironically, Billy Joel was on last month. Brandon somehow missed that, I guess.
Not the huge Howard Stern fan.
No, go figure. So what's going on in video game world, guys? I
Oh,
mean,
Miss Explosion Man comes out today.
Yeah.
got a perfect review on Joystick.
did it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Fragger and I have been playing it a little bit. It's good times.
I hope one of my kids is old enough to play that with me now. Multiplayer was a test of patience.
Millie really likes Explosion Man because she got the stuffed animal, and she can beat the first level and that's it. But she's always like, I want to play Explosion Man, which means Daddy has to play Explosion Man.
While she watches.
Daddy fucking sucks at Explosion Man.
Yep.
So it's become a frustrating thing for me. I'm like, hey, let's just play them all instead.
Man, we got the new Harry Potter game, came out yesterday, and I beat it. It was the first game in a long time I just straight up beat. Yesterday I was uploading a large file and just kind of sat there for about 5 hours and just beat the game from start to finish.
Yeah, that was one of Jeff's early on 1,000-point games.
Oh, yeah?
That's a tough 1,000 points. Harry Potter 5.
Well, no.
So many
I think
collectibles.
you could probably 1,000-point this
What was it?
in a day.
What does OOP stand for? It's Harry Potter.
Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
There are hundreds of collectibles in that game.
Yeah, this one has 4 per level, and I think there's 8
that's
levels, 8, 9 levels.
I'm planning on doing videos on it.
Okay.
This week.
The
Yeah.
L.A. Noire Reefer Madness DLC came out yesterday.
That
I finished that in 45 minutes.
Yeah, it
you
was
were
a
right.
great way to spend 30 minutes.
That seems like
really brief.
It seems like a brilliant DLC for that game.
It was good. It was fun.
Still haven't played it. Not even.
It was
loaded that game up yet.
It was a fun DLC because the whole heart of the mechanics of that game are the interrogations you do with people, and then Reefer Madness, you don't do any of that shit. You ask one guy 2 questions and that's it, and the rest of it's just gunfighting.
fun.
You ask the clerk at the 20th Century grocery store, you ask him 2 questions, and that's
You also
it.
asked the dude at the cannery, Parnell, Mr. Parnell. You have to ask him 3 questions.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Did you shoot
I
him?
don't think I asked any questions at all.
You ask him if he knows, the guy Jorge Cruz, something about deliveries,
I don't remember that.
and about profiteering from the war.
When is the zombie DLC coming out for L.A. Noire? I'm curious about that. You know what's coming up in 2 weeks, Bernie?
What's coming up in
2 weeks from today, as a matter of fact.
What's that?
3-year anniversary of Achievement Hunter.
Oh, really?
Yep, July 27th.
Huh.
Jack seems like a guy who'd be big into anniversaries.
I guess.
That's cool.
Hey, you started dating
Milestones.
someone recently. Do you guys have a dating anniversary?
I don't think we do.
You better figure that out.
Month-iversaries.
No, because
sure
we
you
were
do.
friends.
Week-iversaries?
We were friends for a real long time before we started dating, so it
Yeah.
kind of just transitioned. As opposed to there wasn't a single moment. I don't think.
It sounds like you're talking about Jeff. I'm just kidding. You guys aren't friends.
I was talking about Jeff.
You get off pretty easy for anniversaries, right?
Yeah, Griffin doesn't give a shit about any of that.
Gus just requested off a month for his anniversary.
Yeah.
In September.
You taking a month off?
Yeah, a week and a half.
Okay.
Taking a
Remember
cruise.
he did this thing he was going to do where he was going to
Get remarried every year.
get remarried every year? What happened to that thing?
That was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
I should remember
Don't do
2 people telling you it was a lot of work.
You were right.
One guy was eating
I'm
sandwiches
big-
and one
I'm-
guy was tattooed.
I'm big enough guy. Yeah, it's nice having Adam here now because I feel like I can actually leave for a while and not worry that the site's going to break.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy about that.
Well, when you're here, we don't ever worry about the site break. It's going to break whether you're here or not.
Yeah, but then I have to get it working. I had to get it working again. I remember on my honeymoon, I was I would have to pull over, we were driving around through New England. I'd have to pull over on my Sidekick SSH and his servers and fucking try reboot stuff and get stuff back up and running again.
Man, I was at a bar last week and I saw somebody on a Sidekick. And it was
Was it
I
like a
forgot
new
that
one
they
or an old
still
one?
exist. I don't know. It just looked like a Sidekick to me. Do they still make them?
I think there's a Sidekick 3.
I remember there was the LS or something.
I'll look it up.
I completely forgot they existed, and I had 6 of them.
Dude, I went from a Motorola Razr to an iPhone. I made the big jump. Never looked back.
I see here Sidekick 4G. They make a Sidekick 4G.
Wow, they're still kicking it.
Huh?
Oh, they make a Sidekick Android phone.
That's great, by the way.
Wah, wah.
Is it T-Mobile? Is that what the Sidekick is?
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mobile. Oh, there's some dude. This dude looks like the dude from Lonely Island talking to me.
Oh, yeah, it looks
That
like
might
a
be.
Jorma. Not Jorma.
Yarma.
Kiva?
Is it
Yarma.
Yorma? Is that what it is?
Yarma,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those ads with the Catherine Zeta-Jones lookalike girl, the younger Catherine Zeta-Jones.
yeah.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
My
Yeah,
wife
she is hot.
My wife hates that girl.
Really?
She really does. Every time the commercial comes on, she just starts like talking about how much she hates her.
I hate the commercials, but I love the girl.
I like her.
I'm getting a sidekick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm totally doing it. Why not? I'm gonna go old school.
Get a pager to go with it.
man, we love those sidekicks, but they were so fucking slow. I don't know if you remember, like trying to load a website or anything.
That being said, though, it's still to this day the best AIM experience I've had on the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just
Having the keyboard
worked.
was nice.
Yeah.
God, I mean, and even like switching between chats on AIM, if you remember, you could hit the bumpers and it would like slide between all the different open chats you had. Really, really like. I don't like. I know we've talked about it before. I don't like when they switch to the trackball instead of the scroll wheel, because the scroll wheel, like, you knew how many clicks everything was away, and the trackball was just kind of sliding around.
Do you ever use AIM on your iPhone?
No,
I don't either. I haven't used it in probably a year.
They're going to have iMessage in iOS 5 this fall.
You know, we're in July now, and I haven't heard anything about an announcement about the next iPhone. It's usually in June, July is when they make the announcement.
Yeah, the
I haven't heard-
speculation is it'll be out in September.
Well, first
Yeah.
they do the leak, and then they do the announcement.
Right.
That was the last cycle.
Gizmodo is having trouble breaking into the Apple headquarters this year.
They're busy throwing out.
They recognize them.
They're busy throwing stuff off the third balcony of their apartment complex.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you? I hate to bring attention to this kind of thing, but did you guys hear that Gears of War 3 was leaked
Yeah.
in its entirety?
Yeah,
Was it really?
I saw that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I think they've
Sucky,
tracked
dude.
down where it came from.
yeah, Epic. The first place, right?
Where did it come from? Did they
I think
say?
it was somewhere in France again.
Fucking France, man.
Man.
They don't give a fuck in France.
Oh, wait, no, wait.
They don't give lay fuck.
So is
No,
that,
no, I remember now. No, it wasn't France. It was, I believe they said that it was an unsecured FTP server where, like, assets were put up for press.
Fuck you, dumb shits. Really?
I think so. I'll have to double check that, and I'll put the link in the link dump, but I think it was something weird like that.
I gotta say, by far the worst leak ever was the one where, what was it they put up on Xbox Live for like 99 million points?
It was Reach, wasn't it?
It wasn't Reach,
It was
and
Reach.
and they said you can. Well, don't worry, it's right there, and everybody can see it, but nobody can get it. And within like an hour, somebody got it. And it was just like, how could you not see that was going to happen?
Yeah. People will figure it out. People will find a way.
But were those press copies as well?
I think that's what that was. It was like a downloadable version that press could get using codes, and then someone figured it out.
Yeah.
was it Reach or Crackdown 2? Because I remember Crackdown 2 was one of the first downloadable.
It was
full
Reach.
It was
retail.
Reach.
It was Reach?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was Reach because it was up there. It was like surprising that it was put out there in the open that much.
But that is how we got our copy of Crackdown 2. Somebody
Yeah,
gave us
yeah.
one of those codes, which was very cool.
Well, Microsoft gave us one of those codes, not just somebody.
I just want to brag.
Someone emailed us.
Somebody named the Pirate Bay.
The worst leak ever, though, I still think is that Half-Life 2 leak, where
God.
Dude.
the source code came out about 18 months before the game was supposed to ship.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
somebody just got into Valve and put, keystroke recorders
Yeah, I think so.
on Gabe Newell's computer. And, they basically had full access to Valve, and they put out Half-Life 2. And then Valve had to say, yeah, that's really it. That's all the source code and everything.
Didn't they steal the source code before the game was announced?
I think so. I don't know.
It was something weird like
early
that,
on. Yeah. And then they
Jesus.
just completely revamped the game as a result, and the game was delayed. I think it took like 4 or 5 years total for the game to come out after that.
Yeah.
Which is now, compared to how long Half-Life 3 is taking to come out, it doesn't seem like that long at all.
Maybe Half-Life 3 was secretly stolen and we just don't know about it yet. They're having to
Secretly
revamp
stolen?
it.
It was secretly leaked.
Well, the guy hasn't, the guy's sitting on eBay right now, waiting to sell it.
They're definitely gonna make a Half-Life 3, right?
I would hope
I don't
so.
know.
News of the World has the code.
We still haven't seen Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think they are either.
I think people have abandoned episodic
They'll
gaming.
just roll that into Half-Life 3.
It's not just DLC.
it's dead, right? Episodic gaming.
It just got renamed. It's DLC.
Yeah.
It's DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have DLC packs, and people seem to understand that better. I mean, you could have very easily called like the Mass Effect 2 DLC episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Or LA Noire. They've had 4 DLCs in a month or
Yeah.
2 months. Yeah. Which, by the way, are they going to make any more? Do you?
I don't know. I don't think they've announced anything
Because
more.
like 2K and Rockstar and Bondi are not friendly anymore.
They're not pals.
So I wonder what happens to, because like that's a game that's perfect for DLC.
Yeah, I know. When I finished Reefer Madness, I was actually kind of sad thinking about that, about
Like
what a
that-
schism there is between those people. Like,
Yeah.
you might not see an LA Noire 2.
And that could be the last DLC you get. And there could easily be, I think there's room in the achievements for another 350 points. That could be 3.5 more DLCs, 4 more DLCs.
The New Vegas DLC comes out next week. Old World Blues.
What game has the most DLC? Not well, obviously NCAA football.
I think they released 22 DLCs on the first day.
Sure, the sports games have have a lot of that stuff.
You're talking like,
But like
extra missions and content
yeah,
and
it would
stuff?
be Dragon Age. Dragon Age had 7. I
mean,
think.
like-
Mass Effect had 7.
Most I've heard is 5.
Dragon
I
Age
think-
had 7.
I think Mass Effect 2 had 5. Now, you say DLC, you mean content, not just
like
armor
content
packs.
that includes achievements.
Content. Content.
How many like
Dragon Age 1 had 7.
how many of the
DLC
Call of Duty
packs.
games have? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
This one has 3
Yeah.
so far.
I would say if you say 7, 7 would be the most I've heard of.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, I thought the Maw had a lot, and then
The Maw had 4, I think. right?
Mass Effect 2 had 5, I think, through Shadow Broker, which was fucking awesome.
I still haven't touched Mass Effect.
Shadow
ever.
Broker's great.
I played all the way through Mass Effect, the original one, 1,000 pointed that to get ready to play Mass Effect 2, and I didn't want to fucking touch Mass Effect 2 when it came out. Waited a few months and then played it. I'm so far
Did
behind.
you play Mass Effect 2 on Insanity?
Yeah, I got 1,000. I got whatever 1250 out of 1250 in Mass
Nice.
Effect 2.
Adam's finishing up his Insanity run right now.
Yeah?
He's been cursing about it.
Did you guys play The Arrival?
Yeah, I did.
I did not. Was it any good?
No.
It didn't do very well.
It was okay.
Review-wise.
I shouldn't say it wasn't any good. It was. The Shadow Broker was just so good. It's hard to top that.
Yeah.
People
Kasumi
are actually
Stolen
complaining
Memory
that the
was pretty
Shadow.
good, too.
What's that?
Kasumi Stolen Memory, I remember being pretty good too.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was really basic.
Yeah.
That was like one environment where you're at a party.
Yeah, at a party.
Yeah.
Did you ever finish Dead Space 2?
I never played Dead Space 2.
You never touched Dead Space 2?
And I always want to play Dead Space 2 because everyone talks about how the tutorial mission is like the greatest tutorial mission ever.
The opening level in Dead Space 2 is pretty
I
fantastic.
should play it. And I'm on New Vegas now. That's my current
Okay.
like treadmill game.
Well, you can get trapped in there for years in New Vegas.
Yeah, I pretty much am.
Years of loading screens.
And that I'm playing that on hardcore mode. We talked about
Yeah.
that a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Did you get your canteen?
Keeping up with it. I did. I wanted to say thank you to JR Cubs, maybe that's Junior Cubs on the site. He sent me the code. He never used his code for the classic pack.
Wow.
And so he sent it to me. And,
Ass
I said,
kisser.
"Are you sure? Because this is worth $20 on eBay. Can I give you something?" He's like, "No, just take it." So,
Awesome.
That's cool.
and he got me my canteen, so I don't have to like keep up with water as much. You still do, but not quite as much.
Yeah, it's much easier.
So it just automatically refills itself, or
Every now and then you see a message on screen saying, "You take a sip from your trusty Vault 13 canteen.
so I didn't even touch it.
Don't do anything."
Oh wow.
In fact, it's weird. They say if you don't play on hardcore, that people who don't need to drink, they see that message all the time. They get annoyed by it.
Yeah, I've never played hardcore, and I see it. I like when the game first came out. I had to look up like in the Fallout wiki. I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, why do I constantly see this?"
You're back on Fallout 3 right now, right?
Yeah, I'm replaying Fallout 3 right now.
That's great.
Great game.
Yeah, it
great fucking game. Love it.
It really is. By the way, as soon as I got to the Strip, the Strip was like the last thing I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I explored almost the entire desert in New Vegas. As soon as I got to the Strip, my loading times on doors have gone way up.
Mm-hmm.
What it is that it'll load the thing and it'll go to black, like it's coming out of the door. But then I hear the noise of wherever the environment is that I'm going into, and it sits in there for like 20 seconds, and then all of a sudden it pops in.
I hope it doesn't get any worse for you.
I hope it doesn't too. And also, they just patched it. Like just the other
Yep.
day, they patched it again, and that's the same time I had the problem.
So people have suggested a lot of things to me, and that, like people have said that try installing the game to your hard drive, done that. Try installing it to a USB drive, done that. Move your saves to your hard drive and your install to your USB drive, done that. Done it the other way, I've done it all. Delete your cache, done that. I've done everything. Someone finally made a suggestion that I hadn't heard the other day, though. They said that that'll happen if you have too many save files.
I broke 100 save files too at the same time.
So they said if you go back, I haven't played New Vegas again since then, but I will when the DLC comes out, so I'm going to test it then. But they said if you delete most of your save files and just keep the last several, that it improves your load times.
Okay, I'll try that because I'll try that and see if it works, and I can just move them to the hard drive,
Yeah.
right? Like move
Yeah,
my first
just
80.
move them away.
I
I'm
oversave.
the same way. I'm the same, especially in that game. Every time I get through doors, like save. I don't trust the autosave. Like I'm going to fuck something up.
At least the file sizes are manageable. I was looking for space a little while ago, and I was looking back at old save files. BioShock had like 11 meg save files.
Yeah, some games are like.
And I had over 100 saves in BioShock. And so like all of my space was eaten up by BioShock save files.
I think Fallout saves are bigger than that.
Are they? I don't think so. Because I have like 70-something Fallout saves on Fallout 3. Still, and I only made it to like level 11.
That being said, the 360 dashboard, the tools for managing your files are a lot better than they used to be.
Yeah, they are.
Like you can move whole directories
Yeah.
now,
Oh my god, that's the best.
as opposed to file by file.
Did you see the Oblivion Special Edition just came out? I think
the 5-year
yesterday,
anniversary?
actually. Yeah, we missed it on AWU, but yeah, it's got all the DLC and everything attached to it for like $30.
All the horse armor.
All the horse
That's
armor.
cool. So they didn't do anything to the game. It's a bundled sale
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's
That's cool.
Was that the first game to have DLC?
That was because they had the horse armor.
The horse
Yeah.
armor was a big deal. Yeah.
don't know if it was the first game to have DLC. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, first 360 game to have DLC.
Yeah.
Because I know that like Splinter Cell on the Xbox had DLC, and so did Halo 2.
Yeah. Halo 2 had the blocks
Yeah.
for your storage.
Oh,
When you,
right,
You
yeah.
download the map pack, and it was like, this is 5,000 blocks. It's like, how big is that? What's a block?
Was Splinter Cell Chaos Theory? Was that on the Xbox? That's the one with like spies
yes.
versus mercs for the multiplayer, right?
Yes, yeah. I think
God,
you're
that
right.
was a fun mode. I don't know if y'all ever had a chance to play that very much. Where like one team has to sneak and the other team's like the assault.
You know, we always kind of have brushed up against and gotten close to working with Ubisoft a lot of different times, and they wanted us to do something with that mode from like a machinima piece, but we just could never. The way the mode was set up with
Yeah.
the cameras and all that, there was just no way to do it. So that'd been fun to work on something like that.
Yeah, I
though.
remember us trying to figure it out. We were in like it was like the level was like a movie theater, and I remember spending like a day in that movie theater trying to figure out how to make it work, and we couldn't.
It's a fun game.
I think they hired somebody else to do something that was fucking terrible.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there anything else going on with games?
I'm playing NCAA 12 right now. That came out.
I say you've been playing a lot of football games.
Yeah, I get obsessed. We're having this month-long achievement mega race on Achievement Hunter for the 3-year anniversary. By the way, dude in first place has 18,000 points right now. I have like 3,000. But I got focused in on fucking football games because I've got like 700 points in every football game, and they're relatively easy. They're just time-consuming. So out of the 13 football games between Madden and NCAA, I'm just trying to 1,000 point them all.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like yesterday when I beat Harry Potter, I think I had like 32 of 50 achievements, and I got like 400 points.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, give me more.
Yeah,
than
it
that.
sucks. I've got like over half the achievements in Cars 2, and I have 300 points. Fucking sucks. But anyway,
playing Cars too?
Well, Millie and I playing it together.
Wowzers, man.
Well, it's actually not a bad game. But yeah, so I'm in football hell right now because all the stuff I'm at is like 5-star recruiting classes and dynasty shit, and like I played for 5 hours last night and got 3 achievements.
There's
in
some of those that are
NCAA
brutal on those football games.
There's this one like I finally, it's my new nemesis. I finally got it last night at about midnight, but there's an achievement to get what's called your game designated as an ESPN Instant Classic.
Oh yeah.
And there's no real criteria for it. The game just has to determine that, hey, your game was good enough to be a classic. I had some games last night that were like, I had a game, the lead changed 5 times throughout the game. With like 4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, I tied it up with a safety.
Wow.
Went into triple overtime and won off a field goal sneak, and that didn't count. That wasn't an instant classic.
No, not at all.
It was. The instant classic game was finally a game I lost. Actually, I lost in quadruple overtime or triple
Man,
overtime.
the game you just described would be the most insane
most
game
insane
to ever
game
watch.
ever.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever seen anything like that.
Tying
Yeah.
on a safety would be awesome.
Tied on the safety and ran as the clock was running out. It was
Were you playing it
fucking amazing.
naturally, or were you trying
I was
to go...
playing naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can modify sliders and stuff in those games to try to turn things in your favor, but it's just too much management, you know? You might as well just play the game. So you just put it on like all-star difficulty or Heisman difficulty and then just try to keep up. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. But yeah, and then I spent an hour and a half playing like 2-minute games like that are just like every game was like more ridiculous than the last before I finally got it. And I couldn't do it. Like I played with Alabama. I couldn't do it with Alabama. I finally did it like Michigan versus Missouri. I was just looking for a different rivalry because they say rivalry games give you a better opportunity. And finally I got it. Like
Michigan
a
versus
little
Missouri.
brown jug game or some
not
shit.
right.
Yeah, I don't think of that as being
Yeah, I
a
don't
rivalry
That's
game.
yeah, it's SEC and Big 12.
I don't know.
Or wait, no, they're both Pac-10 this year. Not Pac-10, Big 10 this year, right?
Yeah, neither of those teams are in the SEC.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm-
Big 12 and Big 10 is
Yeah,
what I
I'm
was
pretty
thinking,
sure
but
Michigan's Big Ten. I
But
don't know.
it-
I don't know if Missouri left or
Nebraska left. Nebraska's with Big 10 now, and
Might have been Michigan
there's-
State. I don't remember. But anyway, it was Michigan and Missouri.
I think is Missouri Big 10 now?
I don't know.
I thought they took 2 of our teams.
I know Nebraska's got.
No,
I
Big
don't know
12
about
has
that.
that's the thing. Big 12 has 10 teams, and Big 10 has 12 teams now.
That's not confusing at all.
No, not at all.
Jeff, you're
Oh,
crushing it. You have a 93,000 gamer score at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit 100,000 this month during the contest. I won't win the contest by any stretch, but I'd like to at least break 100,000. And if I can get past a couple football games, I'll do it because I'm spending way too much time getting like 3 hours to get 10 gamer score.
dude.
That kind of shit.
We should talk about game fails.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys launched Game Fails, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we launched Game Fails.
Hugely successful brand new channel on YouTube.
Sure.
It's very, very awesome.
What is Game Fails?
It's a new channel, and it's a hugely successful new channel.
I won't help you plug your
No,
shit
no,
then.
I'm just kidding. So you know, Fails of the Week is very popular. It's turned out to be pretty successful. And we make an episode of Fails of the Week every Friday. For those that don't know, that is 10 funny Halo Reach fails. that Jack selects, and then we make commentary over. And we've, to date, since last September when we started it, we've received like 75,000 submissions. And I think Jack is still on October of last year on those submissions because we just can't get through them. So, but it's like all that great content that we just can't get to. So we created a new YouTube channel. We have to figure out a way to integrate it into AchievementHunter.com too, where it's just the fails, like the 20, 30-second fails in little bite-sized chunks that we put like 5 a day up. And it's not just Halo Reach. I mean, we got a really funny Grand Theft Auto one up right now.
I'm watching it right now, the helicopter
one?
The
helicopter one, yeah.
That's funny.
Got some Left 4 Dead ones, a lot of Call of Duty. We're actually having a contest this week. The best Call of Duty fails get 1,600 MS points.
Wow.
They have to submit it by
Submit
tomorrow
it
night.
by tomorrow night at midnight.
And they can find all that information on
Midnight CST.
AchievementHunter.com.
Yeah, and I think we'll do a contest a week like that.
Yeah, so like next week,
Next week
theoretically it'll be like Left 4 Dead.
Next week's
or
gonna be Left 4
Gears
Dead.
of War. Next week will be Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so prep your Left 4 Dead clips.
Fails.
So, but yeah, if you go to youtube.com/gamefails or soon AchievementHunter.com, you can just go and watch I think we've got about 75 of them up. We put up another 5 or 6 a day.
Nice.
Go and subscribe, and we'll be doing contests, giving away
It's
stuff.
doing really well.
But we're still kind of feeling out exactly what we want to do with it as far as everything goes. But it's going well.
Do you have a recommendation for people who are submitting game fails, like what it would take to get on there, or what's something that turned you guys off where you won't put it up?
I'll tell you right now, the average Call of Duty submission is fucking terrible.
What's terrible about
I
it?
think it's just and I don't mean to generalize, but the average Call of Duty fan doesn't seem to understand the concept of fails. The best part about, and the reason we started Fails of the Week is because we're all fucking terrible at Halo and we do the dumbest shit, and it's I'm never going to make one of those top 10 highlight reels, so why not do the opposite and just have, be a little self-deprecating and be like, haha, look how terrible I was. I fucking, I shot the blast door with my rocket launcher and killed my entire team. Yada, yada, yada. And, and everybody seems to get that across the board, but all the Call of Duty ones are like, yeah, this dude totally tried to snipe me, but he failed because I fucking owned him.
Yeah,
and you get that 400 times a day.
Yeah,
it's
it's
yeah, check out this guy failing, trying to get me with a tomahawk. Owned. It's
the other team failed miserably.
Yeah.
When I go through fails of the week now, when I'm reading, we ask people to do descriptions. Anytime the other team failed, I just delete it. I don't even look at the clip. It's no,
or
that's not what
watch
we're here
this
for.
guy delete.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to inflate your ego, folks.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. So people try to, like you said, inflate their ego, make their skills seem better.
Yeah, look at me being a badass. I got failed miserably.
I got last stand. It was awesome.
Yeah, perfection. Haha.
I called it a nuke. Fail.
Anyway, yeah.
Their whole town failed because I killed them all. So, yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, so we don't like those clips.
No.
Funny ones, though. There was one as a Call of Duty fail where a guy's defusing the bomb as the time is running out in the game, and it diffuses and then explodes.
And it says bomb defuse, kaboom! That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
stuff
a fail.
stuff like that. That's
Or
awesome.
one guy called in a care package, and this is up right now. He called in a care package, and he's standing around waiting for it to drop, and it hits the roof next to him, goes straight up in the air, and just crushes him. Perfectly. That was funny. That was very funny. I watched it a couple
That never
times.
happened to you in the Army?
No, it happened to a dude I knew briefly.
you pushed a woman under one.
Yeah, I pushed a female journalist under one.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this shit up.
Wait a minute.
Or go
There was
too long.
something you want to talk about with that you read on
Oh,
Slashdot.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah. I should bring that up real fast. So I read this story on Slashdot. It's a little unbelievable. And I'm going off my memory here, but I believe it was in Minnesota. This family moves into a house. Their neighbor's kid wanders over, 4-year-old kid wanders over to their house. So they pick the kid back up to take him back to the neighbor. As they're carrying the kid back over, they give the kid a kiss, I guess, while carrying him. Give the kid back to the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, they're pedophiles. So then the neighbor goes on a vendetta, hacks their WEP key for their Wi-Fi, logs into their Wi-Fi, sends threatening emails to the vice president, uploads child pornography to fake MySpace pages, and then tries to get them arrested. The FBI investigates because this guy's sending death threats to the vice president. The FBI realizes that it wasn't him, it was his neighbor. So they arrested him. They gave him a plea deal to go to prison for 2 years. The guy turned it down and got sentenced to 18 years in prison.
What? I read that this morning. What a fucking asshole that guy was.
Wow.
But still, you can have some sympathy for somebody who fucks up on the plea deal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, 16 years of his life. He could have taken 2, and he got 18 years, man. I'm sure the guy's an asshole and he committed a crime, and he should go to jail, but I think everyone can identify with the dude who's oops.
No, but that's like a level of mental instability. I don't think that guy should ever be out. This guy went like on a calculated attack. You know, this like cracking this. They said it took him a couple of weeks to crack the web password. Like, you know, he kept at it. Like the anger didn't just like hit him. He did something, out of pure emotion. No, he kept methodically working at it.
Also, as a parent, I'm not too crazy about strangers kissing my kid, but it sounds like they knew each other and they were neighbors.
No, they had just moved in.
Oh,
I
really?
think they were just meeting.
But you've had 2 4-year-olds at this point in your life now.
Correct.
They're no longer 4. Do you ever remember a time when your 4-year-olds got out of your house and went to a neighbor's house and you were so unaware that you didn't notice it?
Right. No, I was
Come
going to say,
the fuck on,
I can
dude.
see why the 4-year-old was wandering the neighborhood by themselves if this guy has time to, sit there and try to crack a password for 2 weeks straight,
I mean, dude, if my kid's not in the room, I'm not like lording over her, but I would my ears always cocked listening. And if I hear a fucking door open in the house and I'm not aware of it, then I'm at the front door trying to figure out what's going on.
Or it's a ghost.
Or it's a ghost.
No, it's true. When you have kids in the house, every now and then you just yell their names for no reason at all. If your parents ever did that, that's why. Because they just want to know where the hell you are.
It's true. Yeah, you totally do that.
Yep.
You just you give the stern voice, you're like, what are you doing?
Child
She'd be like,
sonar, basically.
I'm watching Dora. And you're like, okay, you better be.
Keep it that way.
I wish I heard that. I usually hear something drop or something, something metal hit the floor. Nothing.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The what he did, and then the sentence.
I still think the craziest thing I've ever heard along those same lines is the woman who killed the girl by posing as the boy. And she drove her crazy to the point where the girl killed herself. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, she was the friend's mom.
Yeah, so there was 2 girls at a high school, and they were friends. And as teenage girls tend to do, they had a falling out. Mm-hmm. And one of the girls' moms made up a boy on Facebook and started posting as him and befriended her daughter's now nemesis. And then had this relationship with her, and then
For over a year.
and then broke up with her and systematically destroyed her and broke her down to where the girl killed herself.
Jesus Christ.
It's just one of the fucking craziest things ever.
And what
Ever.
she did wasn't technically illegal, I don't think. So there was no way to prosecute her. And then the lady refused to move out of the neighborhood and was like, if those parents have a problem with me, they need to move out. And it was just just a total absolute cunt.
It's not even cunt. Doesn't even
Just
describe
a
it.
despicable human
Yeah,
being.
that's awful.
That's a fucking maniac.
That's evil, is what that
It is.
is.
It's evil.
That's
It's
evil.
pure evil.
You just got to hope that karma exists
God.
for people like that.
Supply crate's going to drop on her head.
Let's hope so.
Fail.
Jeez, what a way to bring it all back together.
Oh, man. What a depressing. I don't know, just get-
Way to end it. Let's talk about something
drunk
happy.
now.
Does anyone have anything positive to say before we leave?
Where are we going to lunch? How
Yeah,
about that?
where's lunch going to be?
I don't even have
You
anything
know-
positive about
We
that.
did P. Terry's.
This
haven't
week
had P.
we had
Terry's
to
in a while.
cook a bunch of steaks because Michael from Rage Quit sent us a bunch of steaks, and then we had a barbecue on Friday and we thawed them out. They're like these Omaha steaks. And so we thawed them out, and then, since we thawed them out, we had to use them.
Yeah.
Because we didn't use them for the barbecue, so we were eating steaks the first 2 days of this week.
They were awesome. Thank you, Michael. Also, Bernie and I know how to make brisket now.
That is true. That is true.
It's very, very tasty.
When are we going to do that again?
I'm gonna make some Friday.
You're going to make some on
I
Friday,
was
huh?
thinking Thursday on the way home from work, I would go pick up a slab of brisket and then get in. Because we now know it doesn't take 12 hours. It takes about 9, maybe 8. So I'll just start at 8 a.m. when I get in on Friday morning.
And then you want to do it and then eat it in the
Eat at
afternoon?
6 or 5, yeah.
Or you could show up to work at 3 in the morning and have it ready for lunch.
There you go.
Do that.
How much is a slab of brisket?
It was $22.
wow.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, we had that barbecue.
How many pounds?
here.
How heavy was this?
It was 11 pounds.
That whole barbecue, we fed 70 people. That was $140 worth of meat. And that was
Wow.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, the brisket is fucking cheap. It's about $2 a pound.
That is
where we went.
ridiculously
And
cheap.
that was competition brisket.
Well, we got competition grade.
What does that
brisket.
mean?
He was like, this is,
We can't tell you.
yeah, it's,
Oh,
it's
okay,
you gotta
secret.
be in, yeah.
We found a old school Texas butcher shop. You should get a grill and live at that place, man. Because
I have a grill. I don't live there yet, though.
I got
those
a
dudes are
ribeye.
amazing.
I'm holding my fingers really wide apart, so
No,
I'll show you.
no.
I got a ribeye that thick.
No.
He did, dude. I'm not kidding. I saw it.
If
Like 2.5 inches.
it was it would tip over Fred Flintstone's car. That's how big a ribeye this
Was
thing
it bone-in?
It was awesome. No, not the ribeye. No.
Okay.
No.
I love
But
me some bone-in ribeyes.
the T-bones are bone.
Those people were so accommodating too. Like we saw the lady prepping jalapenos, and we're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "We make this jalapeno where we take jalapenos and we put cheese and sausage in them, and then wrap them in bacon." And we're like, "Oh, we do something kind of similar, but without the sausage." And she was like, "Well, I'll make that for you if you want. Just call me the day before and tell me how many you want, what you want. I'll put anything in a jalapeno. I'll just let me know."
Wow.
Yeah, and they were like, "You want any special sausage?" because they had this like hot links, and I was like, "Oh, are these pretty hot?" And they go, "Not really, just a little crushed red pepper, but they have a little bit of bite." And I was like, I like stuff really spicy." And they're like, "Oh, well, do you want us to make you some habanero sausage or something? Just let us know. I'll make it."
Yeah.
That's it. I'm
You
fucking
kidding
going
me?
there.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to go there now for lunch.
Yeah. You said you don't cook your meat very much, right? Just put it on the hood of your car, drive back to the office, and it'll be done.
Exactly right. Just leave it in the bed in the sun.
The Slaughter and Man Shack, just flip it, and then
We,
the rest of the way.
We should probably mention that we will be at Comic-Con
Oh, shit, we'll
next
be at Comic-Con
week.
next
And when
week.
you're listening to the next podcast next Wednesday, it'll be the first day of Comic-Con.
Booth 1437.
1437, and an appearance this year will be Bernie Burns, Matt Hullum, Brandon Farmahini,
Griffin Ramsey.
Kathleen Zelch.
Did you say Matt Holm?
Yeah, I did. Yo Mary Cruz, and is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
No,
there you go.
no panel this year?
Not Monty, not gonna.
We don't
No.
know. Comic-Con panels are weird. Like, we don't know right up until the moment we're
Yeah,
there.
we got
yeah.
it last minute last time, so
As of now, no panel.
Check the website, just in case.
yeah,
It-
things could change.
It's probably a no.
Okay.
And we'll let you know next podcast if we did get a panel, and then if we do have, we'll post it at the booth as well.
And we'll also talk about it on the front page.
And then next month we have PAX in Seattle as part of Halo Fest, and we were doing we were on the phone yesterday doing a lot of planning for the stuff in Halo Fest.
They have a machinima contest they're doing for that, right?
That is correct, and we're helping to judge the machinima contest, and one of the prizes in that is a walk-on role in Red vs. Blue, a voice role.
Nice.
And we're
Can
assuming
I
if-
can I play?
Yeah, sure, you should apply. We're assuming if people can make a machinima, then they have the ability to record their voice, so you can be immortalized forever in a Red vs. Blue episode.
Hey, do you guys know what the big property is at Comic-Con this year? Like, are there any movie? I guess Captain America. There'll be a lot of Captain America stuff.
Cowboys and Aliens will probably be
Cowboys and
some
Aliens.
stuff there because it opens right at the week after Comic-Con.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Damn. What was that? Last year was all Scott Pilgrim and Red Faction Armageddon.
Was
I
it
was
Scott
there.
Pilgrim last year? It was 2 years ago, wasn't
Was it 2 years ago?
I think
Yeah.
so.
It's like everywhere you turned.
Red Faction was definitely last year.
And a lot of Kenny Powers trucks driving.
Oh,
around.
yeah, there were a lot of Kenny Powers.
I don't think I went last year.
You did not.
No.
You did
Nope.
not.
All right, so come see us at Comic-Con and see us at PAX at Halo Fest next month.
Buy lots of stuff.
All right, well, thanks for listening.
Bye, everybody.